Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use, tips the balance in favor of fair use. Okay, this is from Project, a dedicated news site investigating Scientology, money, crime, lies, and legal matters. Dated Saturday, September 14th, 2024. Scientologist and chiropractor Joseph Ben Barton pleads guilty to felony medical insurance fraud. Now, mind you, this guy, this same man, is accused allegedly of sexually assaulting several women, to my knowledge, by Jeffrey Augustine on September 10th, 2021. So apparently they're sharing Jeffrey Augustine's article from 2021. I've seen the name of this chiropractor several times. Midland's Physical Medicine. And that was the one getting throttled. I wonder why that would be. Scientologist and chiropractor Joseph Ben Barton, 47, there's that number again, of Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, is a nasty piece of work, according to court records. The owner of Midland's Physical Medicine, LLC, the records show ample evidence of Barton being a sexual predator, a racist, and a financial felon. Look at that, you guys. Ugh. Oh, what's his name? The Cupcake Mom's ex-husband. He was an eye doctor. So there are a lot of eye doctors, chiropractors that they rope in to Scientology. In a U.S. Department of Justice, listen to that, press release, scroll down to read, Barton, the owner of Midland's Physical Medicine, LLC, pled guilty to using the identity, oh, listen to that, you guys, he's busted, of another doctor in Florida without that doctor's knowledge. See the brazenness? They're getting busted. Or permission to submit fraudulent Medicare claims in the amount of $194,000. You see, the financial crimes, they can really go after them easily because there's such a trail, you know. Barton now faces a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison and $250,000 fine. That's a drop in the pan for these folks, especially if Scientology helps him. Barton joins his fellow Scientologists and chiropractors, Jeff and Jay Spina, as felons convicted of medical insurance fraud. Jay Spina is presently serving 9 years in U.S. federal prison, and his brother Jay is soon to follow. Ben Barton is awaiting sentence. All Scientologists, by the way. In 2018, Ben Barton was sued for allegedly forcing Scientology and sex. When you force sex, that's called rape. You know, go look it up in the dictionary. On one of his female employees, otherwise known as a woman. The employee sued under the name of Jane Doe. How many Jane Does in Scientology do we have right now? Somebody should do a count. I just can't do everything. You guys know what's happening with me right now. So there's a lot of things I need to do. My health is it's like 100% important. She claimed in her lawsuit that Barton fired her in retaliation after she refused his many unwanted sexual advances. Okay, hold on. I got to make sure I come back. I mean, look at him. Twice her age. Just, ugh. Jane Doe submitted text messages Barton sent her as part of the evidence Evidence, evidence, evidence. Evidence is piling up right now. In her lawsuit against him, Barton's texts show him to be a sexual predator and a racist. Well, you know, Scientology, they're very racist in the policies. Now, I'm not saying every Scientologist is a racist, but they are endorsing racist policies. L. Ron Hubbard was a huge racist. This is one of his texts. I shouldn't do this and write this stuff because I know you are going to sue me. B, don't wear any underwear tomorrow so I can feel you, blank, blank, blank. C, you are not wearing panties today under your scrubs. D, show me your blank, blank. Your blank could literally cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars. You're going to prison, fool. F, you ever do a black eye? Oh my God. I don't want to read the rest of that. That's too much. Jane Doe further alleged that Barton made an explicit video of him blank and sent it to her. This lawsuit becomes even more bizarre when we learn that sexual predator Barton was also seeking to help Jane Doe by converting her to Scientology. There's a lot of sickos in here. Jane Doe stated in her lawsuit, 23, Barton used his position of authority. Yeah, that's against the law when there's a difference in power balance. UK, I know it's totally illegal. Over Doe to pry her into sharing intimate details of her past. By the way, that's all of Scientology. All of it. Including the fact that Doe was a victim of prior sexual assault. Well, it makes an easier victim. Isn't that sick? 24. After learning of Doe's painful past, he's sniffing out for a victim. It's what predators do. Barton initiated many conversations with Doe concerning her sexual trauma. You know why he was doing that? There's a lot of experts. I don't even like that word, but there are a lot of experts or people that know a lot about this that talk online as well as on YouTube about grooming. And a lot of predators, once they find out that someone was sexually abused, whether as an adult or a child, excuse me, I always eat stuff I'm not supposed to eat. I'm sorry, you guys. So they are sniffing out for sexual traumas in the past because people that have past sexual trauma make even easier victims because they can sometimes fall into that victimhood very easily because that's what they're used to. No shade to any victim. 25. Barton encouraged and urged Doe to open up about her sexual trauma. Mind you, this is like an employment situation here. Under the auspices of helping her. Sick. That's just what they do in the auditing as well. In reality, Barton was preying on Doe's vulnerabilities. That's what they do. It's just like a wolf smelling blood. To sexually harass and exploit her. These folks never choose strong people, strong men or strong women. They want people that are very traumatized, easier to manipulate, especially if they haven't gotten a lot of counseling or help. They don't really understand, certain things. 26. Barton told Doe that through his practice of Scientology, he could sense emotional disturbances. He must sense himself then, in people like children, and could sense that Doe had suffered emotional trauma. He was sniffing it out. It's also very narcissistic to do these things. 27. Barton claimed he wanted to help Doe with her weaknesses. Yeah, with stupid Scientology. 28. This help included Barton's offer to send Doe to a facility outside of South Carolina, which would help her overcome her inner issues. Wonder what facility that was. 29. Barton stated that he had attended this facility and that it helped him overcome some inner issues he was dealing with from his childhood. 30. Barton claimed this place would help Doe reevaluate the way she thought and believed. Mind control. 31. Although Barton never provided Doe with the name of this facility, Barton informed Doe that his intention was to convert her into a Scientologist. I wonder if she could have a separate lawsuit where she sues for religious discrimination. In his answer to Jane Doe's lawsuit, Barton denied everything and claimed Jane Doe deny. Jane Doe had consented to his sexual advances. Oh, he's saying that. Well, of course, that's what they're going to say. You know, just what every beautiful 25-year-old young girl wants is a pot-belly, middle-aged, balding man. I mean, please. Barton protested that Jane Doe had defamed his sterling reputation. Very narcissistic thing to say. He asked the court to summarily dismiss Jane Doe's case and award him legal fees. Can you guys, it's just the audacity. It's unbelievable. Jane Doe hit back at Barton's claims of defamation in her answer. Good. 26. There has been no constitutional malice, and therefore, defendants' counterclaims must be dismissed. 28. Plaintiff maintains a defense of truth. That truth is always going to stand on your side. Public interest in the knowledge at issue, and that her disclosures were required to defend herself and her reputation. 29. Plaintiff has a legal right to disclose the truth, and therefore the defendant's counterclaims must be dismissed. You're dismissed, fool. In one particular instance, Barton acknowledged the allegation that he kissed and fondled Jane Doe, and then removed his pee from his pants in front of her and demanded she perform blank blank on him. I'm not going to read that because it's probably explicit. You guys can go back and read this article. Barton's attempt to sexually prey upon a single mother. Well, yeah, you know what? Add single mother, and that puts even more pressure on these young women. Oh, man, I could do a whole entire video about that. And I'm not a single mother, but my whole majority of the women in my family were. And I have a lot of relatives that are single mothers. It's just, yeah. Who needed her job is quite sadistic. Sure is. But you see, these people like that are like, you know, they have like some type of defective personality or whatever you want to call it. They don't think like we do. He was thinking, what can I get from this woman? And he saw her as prey. That's what they do. They just cannot help themselves. That was data mining he was doing. Barton claimed he wanted to help Jane Doe. That's that hero rescue crap. By using Scientology techniques on her and recruiting her into Scientology. But how was Barton standardly applying Scientology by removing his pee from his pants? It's a good question. These people are so sick. Exposing it to Jane Doe and demanding blank, 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 blank. You guys know. Such conduct is obviously not approved by Scientology. Oh, really? You could have fooled me, all these sexual predators, otherwise known as felons, that you're harboring in Scientology and moving around from base to base, especially when they rape the children. I get so sick of the lies. But we engage, I'm just going to use dumb talk, but we engage in a reducted ad absurdum, here to make a crucial point. Why do the Church of Scientology's vaunted technology fail to address Barton's sexual predatory nature and his penchant for financial criminality? Oh, I shouldn't have used that voice, but anyways, you guys understand. I thought that was one of their representatives. The Church of Scientology claims it can handle a person's ruin. You know what? Every time you hear that word ruin, that's blackmail. It's the same thing. All the way at the top of the food chain, they all do it. In fact, a lot of these news stories, just read between the lines. But it can actually do such a thing. In Ben Barton's case, Scientology only made him worse. Well, yeah, he's got policies to back up his predatory behavior and sexual deviations and criminal behaviors. Now the U.S. government will handle Barton's ruin by incarcerating him for a long time. Barton belongs in prison. Facts. Facts. I hope they start cleaning Morehouse, because this was the Department of Justice man involved. It gives me just a tiny bit of hope. We also ask why the Church of Scientology's technology failed to handle alleged serial rapist Danny Masterson. Worse, why did the church cover up Masterson's rapes and act to silence his victims as alleged? Yes, Scientology, why is that? And why is Masterson still a Scientologist as a convicted druggist and rapist? We all know why, but one can rhetorically ask that question. The Church of Scientology makes grandiose claims for its religious technology, but look at the real-world behavior of its members and of the organization itself. Jane Doe's lawsuit went into arbitration, which, by the way, is unlawful now. She was awarded a $75,000 settlement. She should have gotten a lot more than that. The court awarded her attorney fees, $13,975,072. He or she, whomever the lawyer was, deserved way more money than that. According to court records, Barton paid $25,000 of the settlement and then failed to pay the $50,000 balance. You know, Scientology and Scientologists are known to do that. They don't think that the law applies to them. Can't imagine why that would be. Jane Doe's attorneys had to haul Barton back into court to compel payment of the court judgment. Barton then made another $25,000 payment. Thereafter, he failed to pay the remaining balance of $25,000 plus legal fees for a total judgment owing of $40,757. Instead of paying the judgment, Barton had his attorney file a motion arguing that Jane Doe's legal fees were excessive. It's just, I don't even know what to say anymore. The last entry in the court docket for case number 2018 Charlie Paul 4000156 shows Barton's motion for reconsideration of legal fees still dragging through the court in February 2021. This is that Scientology thing. They like to just keep it going until people get tired. The remaining judgment Barton owes Jane Doe is accruing interest per statutory guidelines. Bam. In addition to the financial judgment against him, sexual predator and racist Ben Barton now faces hard time in a U.S. federal prison. Got me locked up, won't let me down, locked up. Jane Doe has been acquitted. She never defamed Ben Barton. Rather, she exposed this bad actor, for what he is. Barton's guilty plea underscores what we repeatedly write at this blog. The tolerance for financial schemes, frauds, and sexual offenses inside the Church of Scientology is appalling, and now Ben Barton, a member of the most ethical group on the planet, is headed to prison. The entire world now knows what a monster he is. I want to see more of this, especially regarding the children. I am curious why the Department of Justice got involved, or maybe Jane Doe just went to them. I don't know how it all started. Jane Doe alleges that Barton refuses to pay the settlement. A lot of them do this, by the way. And it, again, I know I talk about it a lot, but narcissism. I will leave a link in the description box. Like and subscribe if you choose. Otherwise, have an amazing day or night wherever you are. Peace.